Hi everyone, in this video we are going to cover regarding the expiration dates in Business Central. So there are a lot of queries that do come regarding the expiration, that how does system calculate expiration in Business Central. So there are some checks available in Business Central and we are going to cover that in this video. So there are like few features which we are going to cover. We are going to start with the item tracking code, okay, and from the item tracking code we are going to check the booleans which are available by default in Business Central. So for that we need to go to the item tracking code. So quickly we are going to create a new one and we try to use the lot number series for that. Definitely we are going to use 2 to 3 different item tracking codes and try to apply that on a particular item card. Okay, so over here we are going to name it as use expiration date, UED, just to memorize that easily. Expiration date. Okay, and I'm just going to close the serial number but in the end we can apply the same concept in serial number and as well, and it is too available in the lot number as well. Okay, so we are going to enable this button as well, and in the miscellaneous, the major thing is going to be discussion regarding this boolean first. Use expiration date. So if I'm going to enable that, and we are going to discuss how this boolean is going to work. I have also written the blog regarding that expiration date in Business Central, and I'm going to upload that on my website over here. Okay, and I'm going to add the link in the description as well, so you can come here and you can read about that as well. Okay, so coming back to the video, I just enabled the boolean over here. So what we are going to do now, we are quickly going to attach this particular item tracking code on item card. Okay, and we try to use the expiration calculation formula over there. So we need to duplicate our tabs to make our process more quicker. So quickly I will go to the items. Okay, so over here we are going to create a new one just for this particular video. It's not necessary that it is related to what kind of an industry. I'm just naming it as a test item tracking expiration. Okay, like that. Okay, so now we'll come down to the item tracking part, and over here we are going to attach that particular item tracking code, UED. Okay, and over here I'm going to attach the lot number series. Okay, and expiration date is like 2M over here. Okay, now over here we are going to purchase this particular item, and we'll see that how system is calculating the expiration date. So because we are specifying like 2M over here, means like 2 months. So 2 months means it is taking some date as the starting date, okay, and adding 2 months into it, so and making some sort of a final result, okay, which is considering as the expiration. Okay, so there are like 3 dates that are normally available in any purchase document which we can consider. Okay, we're just going to create a new one over here. Okay, let's take the Fabricam as an example over here. Okay, and the item number is 1000. Okay, item tracking code. Okay, I'm not specifying any location right now, so just entering the random number over here. So there are like few dates over here which we need to consider at the time of this process. The first one is the posting date. So this system is going to consider the starting date as a posting date and going to apply the expiration calculation formula on that, and will drive an expiration date or the document date over here, invoice receipt date. That's not actually majorly related to it, but and the third date that is very important is the working date. Okay, which is 11/11 right now, means the 11th of November. So we try to change these dates. Okay, for example, for the document date we are going to make it 15. Okay, it will be much easier for us to calculate. The posting date, we are going to change it to like 13 over here. Okay, so we'll try now. And now, first we need to jump to the item tracking code in the line level. Uh, Let me just quickly specify over here the quantity and the price. So if I go to the line and then the item tracking line, then over here the first step is to assign a lot number with this particular item. Okay, so I'm not going to specify the expiration date right now. Okay, let's check how system is, calculating the expiration date. You need to keep the few dates in your mind over here. Okay, let me just quickly specify the text for code. Let's take it furniture. Okay, so in the item ledger entries, normally the expiration date does come. Okay, so we'll check that it is available by default or not. Normally you will see that it is not coming like this. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to come over here, we need to personalize that all the design, okay, depending upon your requirement. So I'm just clicking on like plus field over here. Now I will enter expiration over here, and you can see expiration date. So it is saying like first 15th of January 2026. So 2 months, if we come back from this particular date, it will be like November 15, 2025. If we check, then this is what document date is. Okay, so the formula of calculating the expiration date is document date plus expiration calculation formula is equal to expiration date. But what happens if I just remove the expiration date from here, okay, like this, and come over here and I do the preview posting again? So we'll see in the item ledger entries that the expiration date, where does it go? Okay, expiration date is blank. Okay, now let me go back. Okay, let's select line, item tracking line. Okay, what if I enter some random date over here, like 25? Let's take the 25. Okay, and over here I specify 2M. Okay, come over here, let's do the preview posting. So you can see 1125. That means if we enter any date manually, system will override that with the for the expiration calculation formula on the expiration calculation formula. One thing, let me remove the expiration calculation formula over here. Okay, item tracking lines. If I come over here, expiration date I remove. Okay, or might be if I like quickly delete this line to get the fresh results, you can say. Assign lot number, definitely the next number will come. Okay, and quickly if I just do the preview post and jump to the item ledger entry. Okay, so you can see the expiration date is missing. Okay, because we did not specify. But what if we try to, you can say, like post this? So just system will allow us to post any entry with like a blank uh, expiration date. Then yes, system is allowing us. Okay, we can see over here, even though the use expiration date formula is present over here, specifies that the items that use this item tracking code can have an expiration date. This will enable checks for expiration date, which can affect performance for document with many item tracking lines. Okay, but what if we create a new one over here? Okay, we are going to name it as like require expiration date entry. Require expiration date entry. Or expiration date entry. Okay, and again we are going to enable lots only over here. Okay, and one thing we need to remember, by default this boolean is disabled always. Okay, you have to enable this one and then you can enable this one. Okay, if I try to disable it right now, system will give me an error that you cannot stop using expiration date for your required manual expiration. Okay, yes, I want to open that. Okay, so if I come to the here, So I have a like interesting thing for you to see. Value entry, for example, if I go over here, because we can jump from like item ledger entries from the uh, value entries. Okay, you can see the item ledger entry number over here. Okay, now if I just copy that, okay, and search item ledger entries, I think so the analysis, yeah, analysis mode is on. Okay, and now over here, if I try to use the filter item ledger LEDG entry, item ledger entry number, I think so, entry number, yeah, 10. Okay, if I come over here, there's the same line. If I just, okay, and I don't think so that's the same line. Okay, just give me a second. Let me duplicate that so we can compare. Okay, item ledger entry number, sorry, I was checking the wrong one. If I click over here, it just open this one. Yeah, this is the item, 10,000. Okay, and if I just quickly uh, like check the expiration, so you can see this was blank. Okay, so this is what the first boolean was. Now we are going to attach the second one with this particular line. Okay, we have created that. Now we're just going to copy that on the item card. Let's create a new one. Let's name it as simply test dash RED. Okay, and in the item tracking code, specify this lot for lot, quickly specifying like 2M over here. Now we try to use this particular line. Okay, okay, now we are going to create a new one over here. Like again, we are going to go with the fabricam, specifying the random over here. Oh, sorry, the item is, yeah, 1001. I'm going to close this particular I'm going to close the inspection page, specify the quantity, like 10,000, 1,000. Okay, maybe like furniture, I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, so we are going to quickly change the date. I'm sure you remember the posting, the working date, which is the 11th of November. Okay, and the document date is it was 15. Okay, it was 15, and the posting date was 30. Okay, like that. Okay, so now if I just quickly go to the item tracking line, okay, and if I assign lot number and I don't specify the expiration, and I come over here with the preview posting, so it will give me an error. It will say expiration date must have a value in tracking specification. Okay, so now if I go back, one more thing I want to specify over here is that I specify expiration calculation over here. Okay, and I did enter the document number in the document date in the purchase order. So system did not use expiration calculation formula, rather than it says that you need to enter that manually to run the process. Okay, so if I come over here and I specify like 30th of November over here, I'll go back. If I do the preview, so it will say, there you go, item ledger entry, the expiration date is 30th of November. Okay, so this is what the process of expiration in Business Central for these two booleans. Okay, I think so I have opened the wrong one. Let me open this one, REDE. Okay, so we have checked this like required expiration date entry and the use expiration date. Use expiration date will enable the expiration date. I can use that. I can use formulas. I can enter the expiration date manually, but it's not restricting me. Okay, require means it is mandatory to enter that. Okay, and only you're only going to enter that manually. Okay, you cannot say like use the expiration uh, on the basis of formula. Okay, specifies that the item that uses item tracking code must have an expiration date and that you must enter the expiration date manually. The date formula specified in the expiration calculation field on the item card will be ignored. Okay, it is specified in the description. The third one, okay, is the strict expiration posting. Okay, I'm going to enable that. The reason is I did not post this particular line. Okay, so now if I just post it quickly, uh, yeah, just going to post this. I don't want to open that. And if I now come to the sales order part, because this particular boolean is linked with the sales order. Okay, now if I create a new one, fabric is not here, it's add item corporation. Okay, whatever the customer is, doesn't matter, 1001. Okay, and I'm going to specify like the quantity maybe 5. Okay, we'll try to change our dates a little bit. Okay, let's take like 5 of December. Okay, the order date is 5 of December. I'm changing the dates. Okay, okay, fine. Now go to the line functions, no, not the function related information, item tracking lines, and over here from the lot number I'm going to pick this. Okay, if I come back and I try to preview, oh sorry, this is a different thing. Sorry, I didn't know specify that unit price as well for nature. Now I'll try to do it. Okay, so it's saying that expiration date is before the posting date. Okay, so it's like restricting me by saying that you cannot process this unless your expiration date is after the posting date. Okay, so for example, some of my items is expired. Okay, and today is like 11th of November, the 17th of November is the exact date. Today is 17th of November. Okay, and the product is already expired on the 15th of November. Okay, so if I try to use that, system will restrict me and say you are using the product which is it's already expired. Okay, so this is what this particular boolean do. The strict expiration posting. So if I just read the description, specifies that the expiration date is considered when you sell items. For example, you cannot post a silver for an item that has passed its expiration date. So it's restrict you at the time of selling. Okay, so you can see over here. Okay, now if so it doesn't work on the basis of work date, remember that. So it works on the basis of the date specifies on the orders, etc. Okay, now I'm changing the posting date. Okay, but not the document, it will be after the expiration date. Okay, okay, let's preview this now. Expiration date is before the posting date. Okay, again that particular error came. Sorry, and now I have to specify it as a 11. Okay, so now it's allowing me by saying that because the expiration will be done tomorrow, and I'm like posting that one day before, so that is why it is allowing me. Okay, now the document date is after, but posting date is before the expiration. So system is again allowing me. Okay, by saying that expiration is still one day, available to use this product. Okay, if I try to sell that, system is allowing me. Okay, so this was the major process. Okay, but then like one more thing that is linked to it. Okay, and that is one boolean available on location card that is linked with expiration. If I come to the location, if I open something, let's create a new one. Okay, just expiration, expiration. Okay, now if I come down in the bin policies, so you can see over here there's one boolean name as pick according to FEFO. FEFO means first expired, first out. Okay, so it is going to make our uh, distribution more logical. Okay, if you read the description, specifies whether to use the expired first out method to determine which item to pick according to expiration date. Definitely one product that is going to expire tomorrow and same product that is going to expire like 3 days later, so it is always recommendable to use the product that is going to expire soon. So system will make sure that you are following this particular FEFO method. So we are going to enable this boolean. Okay, so now by default, if we create a new location card, the system is going to make it uneditable for us to use. So it is linked with like you can say a few boolean. So if I just quickly enable these two, so system is still going to say like no, you cannot use this. Okay, uh, until again with the put away, you are not going to see that this particular boolean is enabled. This is particularly linked with the pick. Okay, when I'm going to pick something, okay, with the definitely if I just make the bin mandatory. Okay, so if I click over here now, it will allow me to enable it. So why it is linked with pick? Because the warehouse guy is going to select that which item I need to pick to send to the customer. Okay, so that is why it is majorly linked with the require pick boolean. Okay, even if I like disable the put away or the anything related to receipt, okay, system is still going to allow me to use this boolean. Okay, and not going to give me any sort of an error. Okay, so if I just disable the pick one, so again you can see it is unable. Okay, so that means this boolean is linked with this particular boolean, the pick one. Okay, so this was majorly regarding the expiration date. Hope so it is helpful. See you in the next video. uh, Bye, thank you.